Did Kanye get secretly married? Like, the rumors are still flying, and I haven't seen anybody correcting me yet on this. So,
Well, I do not believe he legally got secretly married, but he may have, spiritually gotten secretly married.
93.3 The Bull. It's Lexi and Banks. So, 2 months after his divorce from Kim Kardashian was finalized, he was spotted out with a brand new gold band on his left hand and this mystery woman who's some kind of model or something. And people are saying that they got secret married.
I guess she works for him.
They didn't file any official paperwork.
No.
They've known each other for a long time.
Because she's been working for him for years, apparently.
And now the rumors are flying that Kanye is married.
Oh, okay. Her parents, I guess her family spoke out. While the pair did not file for legal marriage certificate to make it official, it's understood that they held a private ceremony to exchange I-do's.
So you were right, a spiritual ceremony, but not a legally binding kind of any paperwork from the Gooberman or
their
anything.
Their honeymoon was here.
In Utah?
In Utah.
Really?
At a 5-star luxury resort in Utah. It doesn't say where.
I'm guessing Deer Valley.
The rooms range from $3,300 to $6,400 a night.
The montage,
Do you think maybe it could also possibly be somewhere in southern Utah?
Maybe.
Where it's,
I know they like to go out.
Where the ground is red.
That resort out in the middle of the desert that all the...
Yeah.
That's the one.
That's the one I would choose. I would choose the Whoozy Wetsits.
Did you get secretly married? When Sarah and I got married, we eloped, but we didn't keep it a secret. We called our families on the way to Key West.
Oh, you did?
So we were living in Tampa at the time. My best friend got certified as a minister online, flew in, and we drove to Key West the 7 hours that it took to get down there, which gave us a lot of time to tell our family and friends what we were doing. So we basically just called everybody on the road trip, and we're like, hey, we love you. We're going to have a celebration eventually with everybody and get together.
You're not invited.
But we're going to Key West and getting married.
So my brother got secretly married.
Really?
He did, yeah. When I was in grade school, I was probably in the 4th or 5th grade, and he came home one day with his wife and was like, we're married. We just got married. My parents were so mad. They had 5 children, 4 girls and 1 boy. And he is the one that decided to elope out of all of them. So they were upset because the one wedding they got out of having to pay for, he eloped. And then there's me. They didn't even think about me at the time.
And it's that's the one carry on the family name, right?
Yes.
Everybody else is going to end up somewhere else with someone else.
Except for me, of course.
Well, I kind of have a feeling your parents knew with you.
They didn't. So I do recall him coming home, and I played sports. I've always played sports all my life, and I had a softball game that night. And my mom was like, we're not going to softball. And I was like, we're not, because he got married, we're not going to softball?
Like it was a big tragedy?
I was the star of the team, and I was so upset that I couldn't go to my softball game that night. And because my brother got married and came home out of nowhere, I was like, what do you, he already did it. What do we need to do now?
Are they still married?
Oh, yeah, they're married. They've got a daughter.
Okay, great.
She's an adult. She's probably going to be getting married here soon. They're happily ever after.
That's awesome.
It wasn't a problem.
So it usually isn't. Secret married. Who got it? Call us right now.
801-570-9393. I'll never forgive him for making me miss that softball game.
Can we call it pulling a Kanye now?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
I think so. Yeah, he pulled a Kanye.
Who pulled a Kanye? 801-570-9393. Did you get secret married? Let's hear your stories. Why? Where? Your call's on the way in 6 minutes. Utah Country. 93.3 The Bull. It's Lexi and Banks. Kanye West maybe got secret married.
It's a spiritual marriage, not a legal one.
Okay, 93.3 The Bull.
Her family is totally cool with it, apparently.
Lexi and Banks, who got secret married? Call us right now.
801-570-9393.
Good morning. Hi, what happened in your world?
Well, I didn't. So my daughter did. And I didn't find out about it for a year.
She was married for a year before you knew?
Years, you guys.
Why didn't she tell you for a year?
Well, she didn't even tell me. So she got intoxicated, told her sister, who told me the next day. And I found out that, her brother knew and known for a year. And he said, well, I didn't think it was important.
Wait, was she living with her, I'm assuming, husband?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
They lived together, and they just got married and just didn't tell anybody.
Didn't
tell you,
yeah.
Really.
Well,
wait, now that I'm thinking about it, you're the only one they didn't tell. Why didn't they tell you?
I have no idea, because we had a Pinterest page set up for her wedding and everything was planned.
Oh, they were gonna get married eventually?
Yeah.
And they just did it ahead of time.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Mom.
I'm still not over it, dang it.
Like, they're missing out on a lot of presents. They should tell you, always tell Mom and Dad because they will give you presents.
What are you talking about? Like, you're just going to get 4 bread makers and you're going to have to return 3 of them and never use the 4th one.
When it's Mom and Dad, sometimes they put like a down payment on your house. So tell Mom and Dad.
Right? I told them if they got married, we'd pay for their honeymoon, but
See, that's a big deal.
Yeah,
Grace.
that is a
that's
big
why
deal.
you tell Mom and Dad.
Missed out on that
It's not
one.
always a bread maker.
Thanks for the call.
It's a bread
Appreciate
maker
ya.
from the cousins.
thanks, guys.
93.3 The Bull. It's Lexi and Banks. Who got secret married?
My little sister, actually.
When, and tell us about it.
It was last year. My parents are like super religious, so it was actually a big deal. And she didn't tell anyone except for me and my husband, because we actually took her to her the airport. Her now husband was out in a whole other state for an internship, and through the airport, she flew out there, got married, didn't tell anyone for months, and it was drama. I can tell you, the next time my family got together, it was bad.
Are you the daughter of the woman that just called us?
Right?
Because we just talked to a mom who said that my daughter got married and didn't tell me, but she did tell her sister.
Nope.
That's not you. How similar?
Just
Did she
secrets everywhere.
Did she give you a reason as to why she didn't want to tell anybody?
Well, they were kind of doing it because there was a whole other drama on the backside of super religious versus not religious.
Okay.
Versus they want to do the wedding their way versus they were being like, you will be disowned if you don't do it this way.
See, that's why we eloped.
Like, screw it.
My mom and
screw
dad
it.
got secret married because of this very reason, and
But
her
we
whole
tried-
family didn't go to the
We
wedding.
tried to schedule all kinds of stuff and tried to work around all our different families who were living all over the place, and just got to the point where we're like, see ya, we're going to Key West to party and have a blast, and then, it all worked out.
But then
so.
you told people.
Yeah, we told people, though. We let them know. Like, this is about us, okay? Thanks for the call.
Thank you.
93.3 The Bull. It's Lexi and Banks talking about Kanye getting secret married. Who got secret married in your world?
I did.
Let's hear it.
My wife and I, before we were married, obviously had met at a wedding 2 months prior. I hadn't even introduced her to my parents.
Two months prior?
Yep.
It's the
So
most
we-
Utah thing
We met
ever.
2 months, and 2 months later to the date, we were married. We eloped, and my parents didn't even meet her until that day. And my wife gave the bouquet that she used from the eloping ceremony and gave that to my mom.
So you got married and then went over to your mom's house and said, hey, we just got married?
And gave
Yeah.
her the bouquet?
Pretty much.
How my brother
Isn't that
did
like
it.
rubbing salt in the wound a little bit?
A little bit.
Are you guys, how long has it been? Are you still married?
Yeah, we've been married for 20 years now.
Okay, that's a really long time for meeting after 2 months at a wedding.
Look, your brother
Oh, yeah.
got married and it worked. Your parents got married and it worked. I got married and it worked.
My brother married that woman after they'd been living together for like 5 years.
I'm just saying.
It wasn't 2
The
months later,
secret
man.
to your happily ever after should just be elope, all right, y'all? Thanks for the call, bud.
Have a great morning.
93.3 The Bull. It's Lexi and Banks.
93.3 The Bull. Helping you decode your relationship red flags. It's Love Him or List Him with Lexi and Banks on The Bull.
Mackenzie, good morning. It's Lexi and Banks with Love 'Em or List 'Em. What's your relationship red flag?
Oh my gosh, I haven't told him about my OnlyFans because he mentioned how gross he thinks it is.
Oh, okay. This is sort of like what's his face and Denise Richards. Why can't I remember his name?
Charlie Sheen?
Charlie Sheen.
And their-
yeah, they're
and their
going
daughter?
and their daughter. They're going through this right now. Tell us the story.
Well, see, I don't usually tell anyone about my OnlyFans page.
Yeah.
Like, I'm young and I just don't make enough money to support myself with one job. So
Right.
I started an OnlyFans page and I've been doing really, really well and making a lot of money. It's
Oh.
just bikini pics,
Okay.
you know. It's just bikini pics.
That's what
I
Denise
keep
Richards
my
is
bikini
doing.
on, but I was even able to put a down payment on a condo with the money I made.
Oh,
Good
holy
job.
cow. Nice, right?
Go ahead.
Yeah. But here's the deal. I've been out with Cedric like a few times now, and I really like him, and he's a good guy. And I was going to tell him about my side hustle, and like I sort of started bringing it up just to put the feelers out there.
Yeah.
He did not have a lot of nice things to say, and in fact, he called the women of OnlyFans a lot of bad names.
Oh.
A lot.
So what did you
I
do? Did you
decided-
tell him?
Well, I decided not to tell him yet, and I'm not sure if I should even go out with him again. So should I love him or list him?
I mean, that's not something you could just casually throw into the conversation that you have an OnlyFans, right? Like,
yeah.
You do have to kind of build your way up to that reveal.
And his response to it just does not seem accepting of it.
You're either going to be okay with it or you're not. There's no gray area there, right?
Right.
Let's see what everyone else says here. This is a doozy, man. I don't know how I would react to that. Call us right now. Love him or list him.
801-570-9393.
801-570-9393. Mackenzie, you can hold on, right?
Yeah.
93.3 The Bull. Helping you decode your relationship red flags. It's Love Him or List Him with Lexi and Banks on The Bull.
This is what Mackenzie said her relationship red flag is.
Oh my gosh, I haven't told him about my OnlyFans because he mentioned how gross he thinks it is.
She's got an OnlyFans and he doesn't know about it. Love him or list him. Call us right now.
801-570-9393.
No nudity, just bikini pics, she said, but, could be a deal breaker for him. It's Lexi and Banks. Good morning. Hi.
I'm going to have to say love him. I'll tell you one thing right now. If I found out my wife had an OnlyFans page, I would be pretty upset about that.
That she had the page or that she was keeping the money from you? Because let's be honest, that's what it's all about, right?
No, I mean, I don't want to go too far into morals and ethics and all that stuff here because
Yeah, we get
I
it.
imagine I might offend quite a few people, but I just think there are better ways to make money. I think that's a quick, easy buck, and he has every right to be upset about that.
Right on, man. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Hi, it's Lexi and Banks. Love him or list him.
This one's a tough one.
Right?
I would say maybe love him, but with his reaction at first, it might be a little tough to overcome it, especially being in Utah.
Yeah, he might end up listing her.
Love him, but keep your mouth shut about the OnlyFans might be the move there.
Yeah, because, I'm trying to think, if it were me...
Yeah, what would you
I don't
do?
know how I would even react. If it, like you said, if it was just feet pics, I think it would, I wouldn't care. Money is money.
It's feet,
right?
man.
I like that everyone's okay with the feet pics, but the full-blown OnlyFans is where we're having a
The
problem.
bikini.
Well, it's just feet. What? I don't do it so sexual about feet, but I mean, each their own, right?
Some people clearly do. All right,
But some people like balloons, and there's nothing you can do about it. They're out in all kinds of places. You can't stop them from looking at the balloons and getting excited.
Thanks for the call, man.
Yeah, no problem.
93.3 The Bull. It's Lexi and Banks. Hi, love him or list him with her OnlyFans being a problem in his eyes.
Absolutely list him. He's judgmental, and if he comes back and he's like, "Oh, well, it's cool if you do it," he's lying, and that's going to manifest later in the relationship. Get rid of that guy. Find someone who supports her.
Okay.
For sure.
All right. Thank you.
And by supports her, she means subscribes to the OnlyFans.
I mean,
that
what
too,
other
yeah.
way to be more supportive than that, you know?
Thanks for the call. 93.3 The Bull. It's Lexi and Banks. Mackenzie, we're back. Are you ready for the results today for Love Him or List Him?
I am holding on, yeah.
65% of the people that called in and we polled said that you should love him, but you need to tell him about it. And the sooner you tell him about it, the better. And that way you can get the real reaction of how he truly feels.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so nervous.
Right?
Okay, I will do it. I can do it.
When you're building an honest relationship, a real relationship, honesty is what you've got to focus on.
Yeah.
That's where it all has to start. So,
We're fine,
I mean,
though. Okay.
this might solve itself for you,
Right.
or, he might find out he's not so mad at it.
Right. Yes, exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised, okay?
Okay.
Good luck.
I can do it.
We're here for you either way.
You've got this.
We love you and don't judge you in any way, shape, or form. And congratulations on getting that condo with the money that you made.
Yeah, right?
Exactly.
All right. Thanks for sharing a little piece of your life with us on Love 'Em or List 'Em.
You guys are awesome.
93.3 The Bull. It's Lexi and Banks. Let's be honest, most of us never quit calling it the Delta Center anyway, so this is a happy return.
I'm going to call it Energy Solutions Arena.
Just to flip the
spite.
script and spite everybody.
That's what it was called when I moved here. So in my memory, it's ESA.
93.3 The Bull. It's Lexi and Banks. The big announcement, it came down over the weekend. It's going to be the Delta Center again, downtown Salt Lake City. Here it is.
Over 30 years ago, Jazz basketball needed a home. What they got turned into the heart of our community.
Not only did Utah build an arena fit for every fan, they built, inside of that arena, a team that every fan would cheer for.
That team ended up being Stockton, Malone, the Big Dog, Thurl Bailey, and, so many more.
Just any car dealership in town, pretty much it used to be a basketball player. In case you're confused.
I'm excited about it because, I've been calling it the Delta Center, off the record for a long time, just because it was so natural and for so many years, Delta Center, Delta Center, Delta Center. When the tornado hit it was the Delta Center. All of these landmark moments have happened at the Delta Center, and then they changed it to Energy Solutions Arena.
And then I moved here.
And then we called it, and then everybody just shortened that to ESA.
ESA, yeah, that's what they called it.
A friend of mine called it the Dump.
Oh.
Because Energy Solutions is a disposal company for nuclear waste.
Well.
So he called it the Dump. And, let's be honest, that's how good the Jazz were playing at the time, too.
Ooh.
So, and then what did it become? Vivint Smart Home Arena.
Yeah, which we tried to shorten to the Viv, but nobody listened to us. Because I was here when it's changed to that, and I remember.
And then now it's just the Vivint Arena.
Yes.
And finally, it can be home again as the Delta Center.
You hold your horses now, Banks, because it's not going to be the Delta Center until July.
Yeah.
So you've got a couple more months to go of calling it the Viv that we made up that no one went along with.
I spent the last 20 years calling it the Delta Center anyway, like a lot of other people, you just can't change it. I get you can just change the name of it. But in my mind, you can't just change the name of it. It will always be a certain thing, and thankfully, the Icon returns coming up this summer.
People are really happy about it.
It's
Congratulations, the Delta bought the naming rights to an arena.
It's such a bizarre thing to be excited about, right? It's a corporate sponsorship deal. It's not the actual name of anything.
I think it brings back a lot of memories for people, though, and it makes people feel safe and secure that something... It's like the Member Berries episode of South Park. You remember it, and it makes you feel good. It reminds you of your childhood.
Well, let's hope with the return of the Delta Center name that we also get the return of that level of performance with the Jazz running deep into the playoffs,
right?
too.
It's a whole new season.
93.3 The Bull. It's Lexi and Banks. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh, my. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh, my.
Lions and rhinos and leopards. Oh, my.
Elk and leopards and... What else is there now? Cougars?
Cougars, yeah.
93.3 The Bull. It's Lexi and Banks. Nature is fighting back as we speak. And it's happening right here on the Wasatch Front, I guess, in a couple of different places.
It is, yeah.
The first thing that really kind of surprised people were these elk who were walking around near downtown Salt Lake City. The first place I think they were spotted was kind of right at around 1300 East.
They were in the Yale Crest neighborhood.
And they were making their way down the hill towards downtown when authorities spotted them.
I know elk are up in the mountains, and you probably see them all the time in the mountains, but it is weird seeing them downtown. Really beautiful sight.
Walking through the burbs, and that Yale Crest area, that Harvard-Yale area, right around Westminster College is where these elk were. Two big bull elk, giant sets of antlers on them, gorgeous animals.
Most of the people in that neighborhood have a steep slope heading to their homes for their front yard, so that their front yard is tiered. They've got it landscaped that way, and you can see the elk walking up each tier to the next one to get to the leaves on the tree.
Hopping up and down all over the place. Authorities were able to tranquilize them. They had to cut off the antlers of the elk. I think because they wouldn't fit in the trailer.
I would imagine, because it looked like they were fine, and they're going to lose those things anyway.
They were going to shake them off and shed them coming up here in the spring as it is.
Yeah, and then there was another story that happened. This actually happened in Dallas, Texas, the zoo there. A leopard got loose. Somebody cut the enclosure, and a leopard was running around town in Dallas, and people were freaking out. They finally got the leopard. I don't know why someone would do this. They also cut the monkey enclosure, but none of the monkeys escaped, so that's good. And then I see here that there has been another animal on the loose up in Ogden. There's a cougar sighting. Someone's just walking in someone's driveway. Man, is it beautiful, too. That cougar up in Ogden.
That's another one of those, normally the cougars don't come down into the neighborhood.
Right, but this one's in the neighborhood.
I think there's so much snow up in the mountains right now that wildlife are looking for anything that they can do
but not rhinos.
To get a meal.
But not rhinos.
This is my favorite story.
Last week you tell me that rhinos are loose in Wyoming, and I'm like, note to self, I'll write this down. I'm sure I'll see it online today. And then I didn't see anything, and I kind of forgot about it until today when you were like, don't forget about the rhinos in Wyoming. So I Googled Google it, and the very first thing that pops up is, don't worry, there are no escaped rhinos running wild along Interstate 25 in Casper, Wyoming. So you and I both fell for this, thinking that there were rhinos.
I was really
Rhinos running
hoping,
loose.
like Jumanji style, that there were rhinos rampaging through neighborhoods. Like this was going to be a scene out of Jurassic World, and we're going to have dueling rhinos headbutting at a 4-way intersection.
Well, as it turns out, there were none. It was a whole made-up fake story that somebody even photoshopped the rhinos into the snow in Wyoming.
Pretty awesome.
Something about they were hauling the 2 rhinos and lost control of the vehicle, and the accident released the door lock, and the rhinos left and were spotted around town. Also, first of all, why would they be taking 2 rhinos on the highway in Wyoming?
To a zoo, maybe.
Second of all, the rhinos don't live in snow. They live in places where it's very warm.
The African savanna.
And tropical and stuff. Like, it's not snowy.
It's not Casper, Wyoming. That's for
It's
damn
not
sure.
Casper, Wyoming. And when I started thinking, I was like, oh, now, that does sound pretty stupid that rhinos would have escaped into the snow in Wyoming. So it's all a lie.
But it's a thing and a place that are obscure enough that it made me want to believe it.
It did, and I believed you
Just
when you said it, too.
Casper, Wyoming, population 2,500 or whatever it
Why
is.
didn't we talk about this? Why didn't we talk about the rhinos in Wyoming? Because there are none.
But don't worry, literally everything else is roaming our streets
The rest
right
of them
now.
are. Yeah, the rest of the stories are all true.
93.3 The Bull. Lexi and Banks. Watch for wildlife, y'all, all right? Utah Country, 93.3 The Bull. It's Lexi and Banks.
Pour some stupid on me. Ooh, in the name of dumb. Pour some stupid on me. Come on, fire it up.
Let's talk about stupid people doing stupid things. This is Stupid Is.
Stupid Does.
My story comes from Breezewood, Pennsylvania, but it's about 3 guys from New York who were on a drug smuggling run with over 80 pounds of marijuana vacuum sealed inside a bunch of duffel bags that they were trying to hide. They had showed up to a Marathon gas station in Pennsylvania and were trying to hide all of their drugs behind a dumpster.
Okay.
Just word to the wise, if you're still buying black market marijuana, it's probably spent time in a dumpster. Okay? These guys, while they were stashing their stash, somebody butt dialed 911. And while they were on the phone with 911 in somebody's back pocket talking about the drugs, where they were hiding the drugs, and exactly how many drugs they were in their possession, the police showed up. And that's when they arrested 30-year-old Sai-Kui Wang and 2 other men, Jianmin Yang and Wu Yu. I know I'm
Close enough,
I'm
Banks.
just obliterating those names. So
Close enough.
For me getting the names wrong, and for these 3 for butt dialing the cops with bags of marijuana and the intent to distribute, they're all getting a Stupid Is.
Stupid Does.
Lexi, pour some stupid on me.
My story comes from Salt Lake City, Utah. And it's about a 46-year-old man named Clinton Randall. And Clinton got out of jail last Monday, a week ago, for robbing someone, and then hours later robbed someone, a bank.
What?
He gets out of jail, he didn't go directly to jail. He went directly to the bank on Main Street in
Picked
Salt
up
Lake
where
City.
he left off.
And did it like a movie style. He walked in and yelled, "This is a robbery!" Which is not what usually people do these days.
Right, you got to be subtle about it, right? Slide a note across the counter.
It's not what he did. He did it Pulp Fiction style, and then he demanded money from the tellers. He allegedly pushed a customer up against the window and demanded her money, but she was like, no. Instead, just didn't give him the money.
So I guess he's not that intimidating.
I guess not, and I don't think he had a gun on him, which is probably why she said no, because they didn't say it in any of the articles. However, I'm not 100% sure. They gave Clinton money, including bait money, which has a tracking device in it, which he took and left with. Obviously, it's got something in it. You can't just rob banks anymore. They followed the signal and found him only a few blocks away. He told police he was planning on leaving Salt Lake City because he didn't want to be on probation or continue treatment. Oh, and you're definitely going back to probation and continuing treatment. I'm assuming the money was for drugs, and Clinton, for robbing a bank right after you get out of jail for robbing somebody, we're going to have to give you a Stupid Is. Stupid Does.
If you want to see the full stories and get more, find us on the Lexi and Banks Facebook page. We'll get them all posted for you there. It's Lexi and Banks, 93.3 The Bull. You know me as like a total dude's dude. I love the gadgets. I love all of the stuff, especially for outfitting my truck for family adventures.
Yeah.
I've got a rooftop tent on the back of my truck. I've got an awning.
Yeah, the cool latest stuff. You like to have it.
We have a tailgate grill. I've got like a pressureless water tank that lets me have like a water sprayer that we take out with us.
Oh, that's nice.
Yesterday, we were tailgating out at Brighton.
Yeah.
And I got out tailgated.
Okay, who out
And
tailgated you?
As a man.
Because you got a lot of stuff on there. Like there's a contraption that lives on top of your truck.
I feel like I came up short yesterday in providing a comfortable tailgate space for my family. We showed up at Brighton like it was about 11:30.
Okay.
This is our new jam. We don't go first chair like a lot of people do to try and get there early.
You found a spot at 11:30.
We show up between 11:30 and 12:30. Invariably, somebody is always leaving.
Yeah, people go up for just the morning and they leave at lunch. You're exactly right.
I have yet to make a second lap around the Brighton parking lot.
Did it take you a long time to get up the canyon?
No.
Okay, so
No,
you missed all that too. So
missed
it's all
all
those
the
people that are
traffic.
up at 6 a.m.
Missed all of the avalanche
Okay.
control.
Nice.
Drove right up.
You got a good hustle, Banks.
Somebody pulled right out. We backed right into the row where we always do, where there's a bunch of other, tailgaters there.
Right.
The people 2 trucks down from us had a similar setup to mine, except that they had the most perfect portable fire pit.
Oh.
To go along with their tailgate
Was
setup.
it one of those where you put the fire in it, but the smoke doesn't come out too much because it's like a metal cylinder type of a situation?
No, it's there. I've seen those, and I like those, but this was actually a propane fire pit.
Oh.
That they had just brought, like the
teeny guys that you use for camping and cooking.
Like the barrels that you would use for like your barbecue grill.
Oh, a big one. Okay.
And then it had a long hose, and they had just taken the barrel and stuck it in the snow, like down the bank. Okay. And then this 10-foot hose ran up to this fire pit, and it looked like a proper wood roaring fire that these guys were all just chilling around.
Well, that's nice.
As the snow came down, sitting up there at the top of the mountain, and they're roasting hot dogs on this fire.
So now what you're saying is you need a portable fire pit in order to compete?
100%.
Okay. Because it's not about comfort, it's about competition.
It's about both, okay? Like, I mean, my kids are 9 and 13. We're up there with friends. We're hanging out, having a great day on the mountain. Hot dogs over an open flame may be the most tailgate thing ever.
I mean, it does sound delicious. I'm not a huge hot dog fan, but when it's over an open flame, I'll eat it.
I was out tailgated, and I can't stand for that. It is unacceptable.
Is that the only thing he had better
in
than
the
you?
Book of Man? Yes.
Okay.
So it was enough to make me jealous.
It is. You seem jealous, like you're still thinking about it.
Clearly,
I need a portable propane fire pit.
It's stuck with me this long. And the best part about it is because it's propane, it's legal. You can't have a wood-burning fire out there.
Oh, okay.
You're not allowed to do it.
Right.
And, like, I've seen guys with the flat-top griddles out there doing breakfast before.
Yeah.
We have a grill that we usually do, like, brats and burgers on.
Right.
This is the first time I've ever
With
seen
with the teeny propane tank.
Yes.
Yeah, we got those too.
This is the first time I've seen anybody with a full-blown fire pit.
Well,
And I'm
I mean, you
jealous.
got to stay warm somehow.
So
It's either get in the car or stand by the fire pit.
now I got to save up for that.
Oh, no. What life is rough.
First world
We're in
problems.
such a terrible place that you have to save up for a fire pit.
It's already in my Amazon shopping cart just waiting
Because
for me to
you
have enough money.
Everything else you already need. You had to you literally had to look for something.
These are the problems we live with, y'all. All right? 93.3 The
Congratulations.
Bull. It's Lexi and Banks.
That's all I need. That's all I need to know about you. All I need. That's all I need to know about you. All I need. That's all I need to know about you.
Call us right now if you got a snap judgment about a life moment that makes you think it's all we need to know about you.
801-570-9393. If you are excited or upset or feeling emotions in any sort of way, shape, or form about a stadium changing their name, that is all I need to know about you.
Well, we've had 2 of them now in the last, several months.
ESA all the way! I'm calling it ESA from now on, just to
Nobody's
bother
excited
everybody.
that it's the Energy Solutions Arena, because now it's no longer Rio Tinto Stadium either. It's America First Credit Union Field.
That's going to this is a whole new year.
And now, of course, if you missed the news, the Delta Center is back again coming this summer. They're changing the name.
If both of the stadiums in town change their name in the same year, that's all I need to know about you. And now I just don't know what I'm talking about.
Jockeying for position, man. If we are off the air yesterday and we're just replaying some old bits and you send us a message on Facebook saying, if you play a That's All I Need to Know About You from last Thanksgiving, that's all I need to know about you. Bro, we get days off too.
Thanks for noticing, though, Mike. We really appreciate it.
That's pretty cool of you, Mike, though, to be paying that close attention for real,
Also,
though.
now I've internet stalked you, Mike.
Low-key glad you're here, brother. 93.3 The Bull. It's Lexi and Banks. Good morning. Go ahead.
When you bring your dog to the gym and there's no treadmills left and your dog is using one of those treadmills and you yell at a 75-year-old woman.
What?
That's all I need to know about you.
What gym allows the dog to come in and work out?
Basta.
You get like a buddy pass for your puppy on that?
Did that dog get its gains that day?
All I need to know about you, when you're leaving for high school and making the way around our circles, and you knock over our neighbor's mailbox, like run it over to stash it, and don't stop, keep going on to high school, that's all I need to know about you.
Was this parents or a kid?
This was a kid. Who
Oh,
was
of
18.
course it was. Well, I'd say, of course, a kid.
18?
But I can see parents doing it, too, at the parent pickup line.
When you're 18 and you hit something, it's like out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
It's like, I don't, because you want to be able to get home and tell mom and dad, I don't know how that got there. Not realizing you took out mailboxes all over the neighborhood.
And everyone and their mother has a camera these days. Like, you're on video.
Mhm.
Someone's got you on video doing that.
You're two giant bull elks in the city. I spent all fall trying to find you guys.
I know, like, you've got
I
a
know.
trophy tag and you
Right?
can't get within 1,000 yards of one, and then they come walking down 1300 East on a random Monday afternoon.
They're smart. They knew the season was over. They're like, we can go into the yards now.
Thanks for the call, man. Sorry you didn't tag out this year.
Have a great morning.
93.3 The Bull. Call us if you got a snap judgment about a life moment that makes you think that's all it needs to know about you.
801-570-9393.
Well, it's Lexi's College. Lexi's College of Hollywood. Knowledge. Hollywood knowledge.
DJ in Eagle Mountain, good morning. Your call at 13.
Sweet.
Time to play Lexi's College of Hollywood Knowledge. 5 pop culture questions. You got to get more right than Lexi does, and you're going to win.
My $100. Now, the cheat sheet happens the day before, and it's Monday, so technically Tuesday. So this one happened on Friday at 4:50. Did you hear the one on Friday at 4:50?
Even if I did, I don't.
So if you may or may not have, we're not sure. You'll know when you hear the question.
The good news is you've got Utah Grizzlies tickets. That's locked up. You're going to Grizzlies
Right.
hockey, all right, brother?
Sweet.
Lexi, get out of the room. Let's see if we can add $100 to that prize for you now. Remember, tie goes to Lexi. Since it's her money, we let her keep it, okay?
Got it.
Here we go. Question number 1. He's been Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, and was even Count Olaf in Lemony Snicket's series of unfortunate events. Who's the actor turning 61 today?
Jim Carrey.
Question number 2. The National Enquirer is reporting a feud between Chris Maloney and Ice-T. Both are already having fun with the allegations. What TV show do they star on together?
I have no idea.
All right. Question number 3. The season 3 trailer for what Star Wars series was just released, featuring Pedro Pascal as Din Djarin, the bounty hunter?
Mandalorian.
Question number 4. Some people are claiming that it's rigged, but Miss USA was crowned this weekend as the new Miss Galaxy, Miss World, or Miss Universe?
Universe.
And question number 5. Lisa Marie Presley will be laid to rest next week. Next to her father, Elvis, at their famous Memphis, Tennessee estate. What's the estate called?
Graceland.
Right. Let's wave Lexi back in. DJ went 4 out of 5, Lexi.
Good, actually, DJ.
Good job, DJ.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let's see if it's enough to score $100 extra to go with your Grizzlies hockey tickets. Stand by, Lexi. Here we go. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Question number 1. He's been Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, and was even Count Olaf in Lemony Snicket's series of unfortunate events. Who's the actor turning 61 today?
He's Jim Carrey.
Correct. 1-1. Question number 2. The National Enquirer is reporting a feud between Chris Maloney and Ice-T. Both are already having some fun with the allegations. What TV show do they star on together?
SVU?
Correct. Law and Order SVU.
Okay, I don't know what the SVU stands
Special
for.
Victims Unit.
Okay, I don't watch that show.
Law and Order is the answer you were looking for, DJ. You missed that one, so Lexi's up 2-1. Question number 3. The season 3 trailer for what Star Wars series was just released, featuring Pedro Pascal as Din Djarin, the bounty hunter?
I don't know what any of those things are. The only Star Wars thing that's on the TVs these days is The Mandalorian.
Correct. That was a stab in the dark, and you got it right.
I tried to watch the first episode of it, and I was lost.
We love the whole. We've watched both the other. We've watched Book of Fett, all of it.
I didn't realize it was Star Wars when I started, and then I realized why I was confused.
3-2 is the score. Question number 4. Some people are claiming it's rigged, but Miss USA was crowned this weekend as the new Miss Galaxy, Miss World, or Miss Universe.
Miss Universe.
Correct.
Miss Galaxy. Is that even a thing that people
3.
paying attention to?
And question number 5. Lisa Marie Presley will be laid to rest next weekend next to her father Elvis at their famous Memphis, Tennessee estate. What is that estate called?
It's Graceland, and it's going to her kids now.
Final score is 5-4.
Well, you're not getting my $100, but don't worry, you still got those tickets to go see the Utah Grizzlies take on Rapid City Rush January 25th at the Maverick Center.
Sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome.
My name is DJ. I just flunked out of Lexi's College of Hollywood Knowledge.
DJ, let's make good great and get the cheat sheet this afternoon at 4:50. It would have gone 5 for 5 for you today, bud.
If I would have heard Ice-T, I would have got it. I heard something completely different.
I'll have to make sure I pronunciate my words clearer
He
for
heard
you
hot
next
tea,
time.
Banks. Very, very hot pico tea.
You've heard breakfast tea, chai tea.
Some Earl Grey.
DJ, thanks for playing along, brother.
Thank you.
93.3 The Bull, it's Lexi and Banks. So we quite literally spoke too soon. 93.3 The Bull, it's Lexi and Banks. We jokingly said that everybody was getting a new stadium and a new name when they announced that
everything's a changing with sports.
the Delta Center is back again starting this summer. The icon, I guess, returning.
July.
The building's still the same.
Yeah.
It's being called the Delta Center once again for a lot of us that never stopped calling it the Delta
So
Center.
if you never stopped, you're right again. Just like, Christmas time and not taking your tree down.
And then the news broke about 15 minutes ago that the Salt Lake Bees are moving too.
Yeah.
That they're completely abandoning the, they've called it the ballpark neighborhood even.
Yes.
Where the Smiths ballpark that's off of 1300 South is, they're going to stay through the end of their lease in the fall of 2024.
Yes, that's exactly right.
And then they're building a brand new facility in Daybreak.
Yeah.
Where the Salt Lake Bees will now play.
So you're going to have to go to Daybreak to watch the Bees play now. I bet it's easier to find a parking spot.
I think that's a great spot for, it's the first, it's the second thing that's basically on the west side now featured. Because the Utah Warriors play and the the Utah Warriors and the the Monarchs play out at Zions Bank Stadium in Harriman. So that's on the west side of the freeway. But this now in Daybreak makes the southwest side of the valley freaking awesome.
There's
for
a lot of
sports.
destinations out there now and some good restaurants.
This is getting really good for people who live all over the valley because it's easy to get in and out of, whether you're on Bangerter Highway or Mountain View Corridor. It'll be a really kind of fresh new thing to have another professional sports team out on the southwest side of the valley.
It seems exciting. If you're upset about it and you're thinking, who's paying for this? Don't worry. You're not. The Larry H. Miller Company is. They are privately funding the stadium.
It's because they own like 1,300 acres out there, and they're going to build an entire new development that surrounds this top shelf athletic facility that they're building out there. So,
I think we should just call the Larry H. Miller Company Daddy Warbucks from now on. Buy us some stuff, Larry H. Miller Company. I love it.
Since Larry passed away, obviously it was a big deal when the Jazz got sold to Ryan Smith. Gail Miller and the family have continued to do some pretty incredible things. This kind of the biggest move. They sold the car dealerships, right? And then now this with the Salt Lake Bees out to Daybreak. Literally changing the landscape of Utah.
It's going to be different.
That's kind of cool. I like it.
I do. It's exciting to be here.
Congratulations.
We're
to
evolving.
The Salt Lake Bees on building a brand new ballpark and a brand new home at the feet of the Ochre Mountains out in Daybreak. That'll start in 2024. 93.3 The Bull. It's Lexi and Banks. My wife asked me to take her somewhere really expensive and fancy this weekend. 93.3 The Bull. It's Lexi and Banks.
Did you take her to the store to get eggs?
We did. We went to Smith's.
Oh, you really did?
And
I was kidding.
I let her stare affectionately and a dozen and a half eggs. And I think they were like $9 or something for the pack of them.
Really?
Just ridiculous prices on all of this going on right now with no end in sight to any of it. So it was our romantic weekend out. Now I got to figure out whether we're going to eat eggs for breakfast or whether I'm going to keep the power bill on. That's where we're at in life.
Save the eggs. I need eggs. Do you know where to get them? Don't make me beg. I don't know how to lay them. Give me the eggs. I might have to steal them. I would hard boil them if I could only find them. I'm gonna be a baby, a crybaby. Ooh, I'm not alright. I'm not alright.
Thank you, ZZ Top, for that masterpiece.
That is a masterpiece by ZZ Top. Just so you know, I'm going to make it rain eggs today because I also got some eggs.
Oh, so you're back on the hard-boiled eggs, two
I'm
a day
back on the
habit now?
hard-boiled eggs. I have a dozen of them ready to go, so 2 a day for the next 12 days.
I'm about ready
for the next 6 days.
About ready to buy me some chickens in a coop, man. It said when it would actually, I think, legitimately be cheaper to build a chicken coop and have chickens in my backyard than go buy them from the store.
I
right
know
now.
I do have some friends that are like secretly selling their eggs to people that they know, so I cannot give you their information. However, I went to Trader Joe's and got mine. They're still up $1 on a dozen eggs.
But only $1?
But only $1.
Dude, I'm going to Trader Joe's.
So I went ahead and bit the bullet, and I went in there and I got myself some eggs.
What a bargain.
It's the only thing I bought. I've never walked into Trader Joe's before and only bought one thing. And I did. I did last week, and it was eggs.
And it was because of the eggs.
It was.
The eggs and the milk thing has been ridiculous over the last couple of months. They've really skyrocketed. We ended up with 8 half gallons in our fridge.
Oh, you're freezing them.
No, we got sent like a digital coupon.
Oh.
And so the half gallons were actually way cheaper to buy 2 half gallons than to buy the 1 whole gallon.
Well, that's weird.
So we saved $1 a gallon buying them in the half gallon jugs and just filled up the fridge.
And you have 8 of them? Are you
Yeah.
going to go through that amount of milk? And
I have a 13 and a 9-year-old.
Right, children.
We go through like a gallon every 2 days.
Gotcha. We don't.
It's also going to cut into their college fund.
Right?
You know,
poor kids.
Buy milk and eggs or send them to college. We're buying milk and eggs right now. Decisions you got to make as a grown-up. 93.3 The Bull. It's Lexi and Banks.
This Lexi and Banks podcast is brought to you by The Advocates. Injured in an accident? Call The Advocates. 801-355-5550.